Day one of the FIFA 2022 World Cup is in the books here in Qatar. We're here at Al Bayt Stadium after watching Ecuador dismantle Qatar by 2-0. It was really that comfortable. And Valencia's first half brace was enough to give that side a 2-0 victory and really start to look ahead maybe to getting through this group already with a fantastic 3 points on the opening day. It was really a case of the good, the bad and the ugly from day one here at the World Cup. Let's start with the good, the return of the games. That's after all why we're all here. Many of us have followed the story over the last couple of days. We're all aware of Gianni Infantino's comments on Saturday, the FIFA president, and just how ridiculous some of those were. Thankfully, we're now talking about the games, and we're talking about the reasons why we're here. Now, the good also extended to how well Ecuador played. They were very, very good, particularly for 45 minutes. Although it has to be said, we'll move to the bad now, their opponents were nowhere near good enough. In fact, they were quite woeful. There were shambles in the first half, and Qatar has spent a long time getting ready for this tournament. They spent 12 years getting ready for it, and within half an hour of the host's first game, they're really seeing a potential exit already from this competition. They were that bad. The other bad thing about it really was, I think, the whole atmosphere, and that's where we get into the ugly side of things today. It was a difficult thing to watch in the second half. Now, it's a FIFA World Cup. We're here. We're grateful to be here. It's a joy to be here and to cover this tournament. Coming here, I was thinking about the memories of past tournaments, going to World Cups, really started to get the juices flowing, and I wanted to start to see something that we're not normally going to see here in Qatar. But I think what we saw today, particularly from the hosts, wasn't really the standard of football that you would expect. Now, international goalkeepers, I know sometimes have difficult days. Certainly, Sayed Al-Shab had a difficult day, and he wasn't very good. But I think the entire team, they looked nervous, and that really reflected to the atmosphere. Many people would have watched the opening ceremony by Morgan Freeman, and it seemed to hype up the crowd. But the moment the whistle started, really the moment the whistle started, really the hype and the balloon just burst in the stadium. It was a strange atmosphere. 3 minutes into the game, Ecuador scored a goal that was later disallowed for a narrow offside. Now, a small section of the fans inside the stadium immediately recognized the goal wasn't going to be counted and started to cheer. A larger, more educated proportion of the fan base suddenly started cheering about 10 or 15 seconds later. And that was a real sign for me that there was a lot of people here tonight that weren't really a massive fan of the sport or even the national team. At halftime, many of them disappeared. By the 60th minute, the stadium was probably only 2/3 full. By the 80th minute, it was half full, and the atmosphere really wasn't what you would imagine to be a World Cup. Now, it's a Sunday night here. We're a little bit further away from Doha, but leaving home to beat the traffic is not something you usually have on your FIFA World Cup bingo card. So a difficult day for Qatar. This show is called Good Night to Qatar. We'll say good night from Qatar, and it appears for Qatar in the World Cup, it's good night Qatar already.